What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Lay of Game, episode 178. I'm your co-host, Marcus.
I'm the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I'm the greatest of all time.
Really?
Yeah, undisputed.
Undisputed?
Next up, we got Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
You are a hater.
Yes.
Next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian. Brian.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Brian. It is Brian's birthday
Happy
today.
birthday, Brian. Eddie Kane.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, fellas.
And last but not least, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening. And you stole my thunder.
Me,
I was gonna lead into that, but thank you anyway. Happy birthday,
For
Brian.
me, I'm 56 years old. Damn.
Thank you, nephew. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe, especially watching on YouTube. If you catch it on Facebook and our Facebook groups, The Lay of Game. We're also on X at The Lay of Game 3, on Instagram at The Official The Lay of Game, and on TikTok at The Lay of Game 91. You can also catch us broadcasting at the same time we're broadcasting here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Going over there and check them out. They do football, basketball, baseball, wrestling. They do it all over there. Going over to the Aboriginal Sports Network and check them out. Week 2 is in the books. Week 3 is coming up. Got quite a few injuries happening in week 2. A lot of stuff going on. Some unexpected 0-2 teams. But, that's the way it is. Mark is he's hosting tonight. We're going to start it off, Mark.
Thank you, Marcus. We're gonna talk about some NFL news, get into some hot topics, review our last week's games, the picks for the this week games coming up, and then we ended with our final thoughts. So with the news, I'm gonna throw it back to you, Marcus. Give us the first news story.
The Washington Commanders plan to return to the site of their former home at RFK Stadium cleared its final hurdle with the local legislator Wednesday when the District of Columbia Council approved the legislation. The bill passed by an 11-2 vote. I really like to know who the two other people were. Can now be sent to Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser, who negotiated the original plan with Commanders owner Josh Harris in April. We are deeply grateful for the warm return to the district and the center of the DMV, Harris said in part in a statement, and look forward to officially bringing the team back to a spiritual home in 2030.
It's Bowser before they tear you up, okay?
What did I say?
I don't know, but it wasn't Bowser.
Okay. I mess up names. That's my thing. That's my little gig. That's my gimmick on these shows. I mess up names. So.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Right. You shouldn't be proud of that.
It's my thing. It's what makes me memorable.
Herman, give us the next news story, please.
The Washington Commanders have signed veteran pass rusher Preston Smith, bolstering a defensive line that just lost one of its starters. The Commanders announced Wednesday that that cornerback Jonathan Jones was placed on injured reserves to free up a roster spot for Smith, who returns to Washington after spending the first 4 seasons of his career with the franchise. Smith should help offset the loss of defensive end Dietrich Wise Jr., who was placed on IR earlier this week after suffering a season-ending torn left quadricep in Week 2's loss to Green Bay.
Thank you, Herman. Brian, birthday boy, give us the next news story, please.
Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles got the best of the Kansas City Chiefs again on Sunday afternoon in their Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles, however, at least appeared to get away with a couple early starts on some critical tush pushes late in the matchup. While it wasn't the reason they lost by any means, the Eagles held late to a 20-17 win at Arrowhead Stadium, which kept them undefeated and dropped the Chiefs to 0-2 on the season. It certainly drew plenty of attention. Even Eagles chief head coach Andy Reid brought it up after the game. Andy Reid stated, "You try to get penetration. It's what you try to do to be able to stop the tush push." Reid said, They may have had a couple of them that got off early, but we'll look at that. There was at least one replay from the contest that clearly showed a pair of Eagles linemen moving before the snap on a tush push from the game, as pointed out by Fox analyst Tom Brady on the broadcast. There's no doubt that two linemen moved before the ball snapped, which likely gave the Eagles a slight advantage in the trenches as they attempted to gain the last few inches that Jalen Hurts needed for the touchdown run. It gave the Eagles a 10-point lead late in the fourth quarter. The Eagles used the tush push to seal the game in the final minutes, too. They needed a yard to extend their drive and eventually get into position and kneel out the rest of the clock. The Chiefs in the pile were confident they had actually forced a fumble and recovered it. A review determined that they didn't, but Fox Rules analyst Dean Blandino didn't hesitate to rip the play in process. Though the Eagles don't own the rights to the tush push, they clearly are more effective at it than anybody else in the NFL league, and it's very difficult to play for them to stop as it is, which makes it easy to understand why the NFL owners came close to banning in the game the past summer.
Yeah, we'll get back to that topic here. So I'll give you guys the last news story. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn ruled Justin Fields out for Week 3 during his Wednesday press conference. Fields suffered a concussion in last Sunday loss to the Bills and will need to clear the concussion protocol in order to play against the Dolphins on Monday night in Week 4. Tyrod Taylor will get the start for the Jets. He was 7 of 11 for 56 yards and a touchdown against the Bills, and last started a game while with the Giants in 2023. So
Good luck, Tyrod.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. So we're gonna get into our hot topics.
I mean, it's fine. We had a good run.
You keep saying that, but we still don't hit.
We had a good run.
All right, we'll get into our hot topics. One of the hot topics we have with the new controversy on the tush push play Sunday. Do you think it will pass again next year or get banned? Marcus, I'll let you start this off. What do you think about the tush push? Would it be banned next year or would it pass again?
Well, there's a lot to think about. But considering that they voted on the last 2 years, and last year they were just 2 votes shy. They need 24. They got 22. They were 2 votes shy of getting it passed. I would probably say it's close. I don't think they'll have less votes next year because it'll be put up for a vote next year as well. I've been pretty much pro tush push this whole time, saying that's what these defensive coordinators, they get paid millions of dollars to come up with ways to stop stuff. But if you're going to be offsides and it's very obvious they were at least twice in that game, then I would say it probably should be banned, or at least they should get penalized for it. And if they got penalized for it, maybe they wouldn't run it so much. But also on the other end of that, this is the first time in this whole they've been running for like 3 or 4 years, I've actually seen proof or even heard of anyone complaining about them being offsides. Before it was just, we don't like to play, blase, 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 blase. Now this week everything has been, see, because Tom Brady and Dean Molina, whatever guy's name is,
Blandino,
said, they're offsides. It's a thing now. Which, hey, if they've been offsides, then the refs should definitely call it every time, and they should be on the lookout for it. But it's pretty suspect that now, just this past game, this is the one where you bring it up. Never heard it before. It was just, it's not fair, or we don't like it. It's not real football. But I still say, these $1 million defensive coordinators should come up with ways to stop it. But if they are cheating, if they are going off sides, and then it needs to stop, and I think it's gone. I think they'll get the 2 more votes next season, and it'll probably be gone. So should it go? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, even though I've been a proponent for it these past couple of years. I'm gonna say it probably should go.
Brian?
Yeah, like Marcus said before, this particular week it was always, it's dangerous and all these other things. And the one point about that whole article that I read that nobody else seems to think is that the tush push doesn't belong to the Eagles. All the NFL teams could run it, but can they? That's the problem. Well, I don't understand. I mean, there's no other offense that tries to run the tush push except the Eagles. I know the Bills tried it.
Buffalo tried it.
They don't do a good job at it, is my point.
The Vikings tried it on Monday.
Yeah, but they don't do a good job at it. And I don't understand what that problem is. I mean, you're paying all these offensive coordinators the same amount of money. Why can't they be as talented as the Eagles in this particular play? Is it dangerous? I don't know. I don't like the play personally just because my team don't run it and the Eagles run it. So I would like to see it banned. But as a sportsman, I think it should stay. I think, like Marcus said, I think that defenses need to come up with a game plan to stop it. It's not the first play in the world that changed the NFL where teams had to adjust. And I just think it's time for us to adjust to it. So I think it should stay. But it probably will get banned after this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They didn't come up with this whole thing. They didn't invent it. It's a style of rugby, to be honest with you. I think that if you have a good defensive coordinator, you just don't allow Philadelphia to get into that position to be able to run it. You stop them. You make them go third and 15, third and 20. If you have a good defense, you don't give them the short yardage. Do I think it will be banned? I think most coaches may consider it more so a safety on why banning it. But do I think it should be banned? No, I don't. If you want to stop them, don't let them get into that predicament. Don't let them get into a tush push short yardage. You stop them. That's playing defense. That's coming up with a defensive plan to not allow them to have that short yardage. But it is interesting that this time they found that they've been jumping off sides for a while here, and now it's I think it's going to be leading more to them end up banning it more so than anything else. But I don't think they should. I think a defense should need to come up with an idea to stop it. Herman?
Yeah, it's going to be banned next year. I think it is because the NFL, it's not an NFL play. It's just not. And there's a couple of things behind that. For one, y'all are saying that they're not just catching this, that they've been lining up off sides, because it's been brought up before in the past. It was probably more evident, I think, maybe in the Chiefs game. Maybe that's because this year they're using a lot more cameras. Remember that too. They're using a lot more technology and stuff this year, so we're getting to see a little bit more things that we probably weren't seeing before. But I know they brought this up before about them lining up, because they caught them before, and they've gone back and looked at some of their plays where the guards are lining up in the neutral zone and stuff like that. But this is the thing, okay? You're saying the defensive coordinator should figure out a way to stop it. You could probably stop it if you put your linebackers in the gaps and your safeties come up and push your linebackers into the line, right? You could probably stop it that way. I think that might work. But guess what? Exactly. You can't push defensive linemen or linebackers in through the line. So guess what? If you can't do it on defense, why are you allowed to do it on offense? This is where the NFL has these stupid rules of stuff.
I think that's where the ban may come in with, Herman. They're going to allow it not to do it on offense also.
Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest thing is, because I'm telling you, if I'm a defensive coordinator, that's what I'm going to try to stop it. I'm going to bring up my linebackers, and I'm going to bring my safeties to push my linebackers through the line to make that penetration. But I'm not allowed to do that because I'm not allowed to push a player at the line of scrimmage on defense. So you shouldn't be allowed to do that on offense. Just like in the NFL, I think you're allowed to push a running back, right? But guess what? You can't pull a running back.
No, well, you weren't supposed to. I was listening to Marcus Spears on ESPN, and he said back in the day you weren't allowed to push the running back.
But they may have changed that then, I thought. But the thing is,
or maybe because it's the quarterback.
Right, it's like it just
he's
doesn't make
technically
sense.
The running back because he's
exactly because he's got the ball. So That's my thing. I think the competition committee is going to look at it. They are going to deem it a little unsafe, which it kind of is. But at the same time, is you got to look at the rules of what the defense is allowed to do. And you're just at a disadvantage. You just are. If you're allowing 250-some pound men to push a 250-some pound man behind 350-pound men, you know what I'm saying? But the other side's only allowed to line up 350-pound men and push against it. You're never going to win that. It's basically an unstoppable play. But the thing is the rules make it lopsided so that the defense really doesn't have a chance to stop it. So I just think the NFL has to look at that. Like you said, Marcus, it was 22 votes against it last year. There's no way that number's going down. It's just not, especially after what you saw on Sunday. More teams are going to start feeling cheated.
I think the Chiefs was one of the teams that didn't vote for it, Herman.
You're right. I think they did vote. Yeah, exactly. So I think it'll get banned, and it's not because it's the Eagles doing it for me. It's just that it's just an unfair play because the defense really has no chance against it because of the rules of the game. It's not a skill thing or anything like that. It's because of the rules of the game. So
I think it's definitely a strength thing.
It's a strength thing, but not a skill thing. But again, it's leverage. If
you're like Herman said, they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, the defense is at a disadvantage because you only have one line of 300-some pound guys, but you got a line of 300-some pound guys going against that, plus a quarterback who's 2-something, and then there's somebody pushing him who's 2-something. There's way more leverage coming. Yeah, it's just you don't have a chance. So I just think it just has to be banned for the NFL to. It's time to move on from it. It just is. It's too much because there's too much controversy with it too at this point now. So I mean, we've seen them change the rules because of something that one player did, the Roy Williams tackle.
Yeah,
we've seen
it's been in history. They've changed the rules.
Yeah, they'll change the rules just because of one person. So they'll do it because of a team.
Yeah.
I heard
rule.
Exactly.
I heard an interesting take. I think it was yesterday, that if the Eagles wanted to hurry up and get this play banned, probably this season, as if maybe they tried to run it like instead of trying to run it on short yardage, they just ran it on every
First
play.
down, second down, just kept running it
all the way down the field,
yeah,
to the end zone. They was getting at least 4 yards a pop, or even 3 every time.
Yeah,
they could just run all the way down the field. It's like they would ban it before the game was over.
Oh yeah, they would have a special emergency session to ban it this season.
Call down to the refs. Hey, cut this out. This is done.
Yeah. But you watch now, the refs are going to tighten up on
on
officiating it a lot more.
But they were saying it's difficult to officiate because it's so close. It's hard to see.
It's hard to see. Yeah, it is.
They said they only had that one view of one on that time, but they said it's very difficult to officiate that play. That was part of what Blandino was saying.
And that's another reason why, like that, was it a fumble or not? You couldn't make that out.
Right. Yeah.
There was no way. You're always going to have to get a ball back to the offense because you're never going to be able to determine that. So that's another reason why it has to come out.
All right. So moving on to our next hot topics we have. Since the NFL merger in 1970, approximately 10.1% of teams that started 0-2 have made the playoffs. This means that the only small fraction of teams that lose their first 2 games each season go on to reach the postseason. Making an 0-2 start is a significant hurdle to overcome in a 0-2 team. Who do you believe will still make the playoffs? The Jets, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Titans, the Texans, the Chiefs, the Giants, the Bears, the Saints, and the Panthers. Which 0-2 teams you think was going to make the playoffs? Brian, I'll let you go first.
So, like Mark said, he read over the teams, and that of that list, there's really only 2 possible answers, in my opinion. One is the Chiefs, which is the obvious one. And the other one, which I'm going to go with, are the Texans. The Texans have played not up to their par. Their offensive line has been somewhat atrocious. Defense has played well, really well enough to win a lot of these games. But what they really need to do is get their running game back and get Stroud back on track. They have the receivers, they have the team, and they have the schedule to still win the AFC South, in my opinion. So out of the two, even though I know Kansas City will probably do it, I wanted to be different, and I'm deciding to go with the Houston Texans.
So you're only picking one team?
You picked two.
I only picked one.
Oh,
but you can pick.
Fine.
I was saying those are only two, in my opinion, of that list was realistic.
Okay.
But I guess you can pick as many as you want. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Herman?
So, Mark, you got to pick somebody else.
Well, Brian stole my shine. Looking at this list, pretty much what he said, the Chiefs is like, okay, they're going to get back on track. We know they are. And then the Texans, they've been playing okay. They're just, they just haven't pulled out the win yet, but they're in the AFC South. And that division is, I don't care what the Colts are doing right now.
Do not say that about no Indiana Jones.
Doing right now. Exactly.
Right.
You see what Indiana Jones doing?
Whatever.
For 2
I am not a believer in the Colts, and I believe that the Texans.
Hold on. You can believe in Sam Darnold, but you can't believe in Daniel Jones.
It took him a minute to believe in Sam Darnold, remember?
Right.
It took him like 5-6 games before he started believing in Sam Darnold.
It did. I will never believe in.
Well, let me start early. MVP candidate. Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Never.
Herman, can you mute him? Mute him.
Yeah, I wish I could. Yeah. But I agree with you on the Texans and the Chiefs, Brian. Like the Texans, they're going to come up. That division is going to come down to the last couple weeks, and I think at that point the Texans will be playing much better football than the only team I think that might be. I thought maybe was going to be a challenge to the Texans was going to be. Yeah, exactly. Too far was the Jacksonville. But I don't know about them again. What are they? They're 1-1.
They're 1-1. Yeah, they're not 0-2.
Yeah, but they didn't look that great, and I think that loss they just had. So I'm gonna go with Texans and Chiefs. The Chiefs got an uphill battle though because at least one of their losses was an NFC game. But Chargers are 2-0. Denver's 1-1.
But Herman, they got the Giants coming up this week.
Yeah, so they get
3.
Nah. Their defense is way better than ours, okay? So they'll get that win. That should get them back on track. I'm going Texans and Chiefs.
Yeah, I think Brian and Herman, you both stole my thunder. I have both the Chiefs and the Texans as playoffs on my prediction for the AFC. So I'm going with them. I'm going to also throw in a little dark horse in here. Out of all these teams, they either have an injured quarterback or they're struggling with the quarterback, except for the Titans, but they play hard. But Panthers may make a little notch in that division to make a run for it. I think the Panthers might be a long shot to maybe get it in there.
With Atlanta and Tampa Bay in that division?
Yeah, they might be. Yeah, because of their schedule also. The one thing Brian touched on with the Texans is their offensive line is struggling. They hurt. And they do have a favorable schedule. So I think they can get back in there. The Chiefs, I mean, they'll find a way to get back in. They will.
The Panthers are going to have to win their division to get in the playoffs. So they're not going to be no wild card.
They have a small chance in my eyes, okay? They got a small chance.
Not with Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
You might as well say the Saints got a small chance.
Might as well.
Right.
Their quarterback play, no. So, yeah. Marcus, who you think?
All right, well, all three of y'all Bama stole my doggone thunder. Because, of course, I'm going to say the Chiefs. I'm not going to say it'll be an easy game, but, hey, thank God it's Giants are in week 3. And, I feel like, they're good together. I mean, we're not that far removed from the dynasty. Some people would say the dynasty's not over yet. We're still in it. We still haven't seen how the season played out. If anybody can get it together, I think it could be the Chiefs. They got Mahomes. They got Andy Reid. Be honest with you, Travis has really fallen off. This might be his last season. We'll see.
Retired lad. He might have should have came back this season.
But I don't think this year it wasn't really supposed to be on Travis. It's supposed to be on those two wide receivers that aren't on the field right now.
True.
Yeah, that's true. And they say, I think they said Worthy might play.
Yeah, he was full practice this week.
Okay, so that's a good start. To be honest with you, I'm starting to doubt if they win the division. Chargers are looking mighty good, but hey, the Ravens at the exact same time last year were 0-2, and they got together, put out I think 5 or 6 in a row, and made it to the playoffs. So if anybody can do it, the Chiefs, and I also got to go with the Texans. They were in that game with Tampa Bay, lost at the last minute. I got faith over there. I think they can pull it out. They have a good team. They have a good organization. They got a solid head coach. They can do it. And then my dark
Oh,
horse, I can't believe I'm saying this.
He
gonna say it.
He gonna say the Bears.
Herman, that's right. I'm gonna say the Bears. I'm gonna say the Bears. I haven't exactly written off Caleb yet, even though he hasn't looked good at all. Once they get out of the scripted plays, he looks terrible. But Ben Johnson, I got faith in Ben. Hopefully, he can pull it out. That's my dark horse. So it's the Chiefs, the Titans. The Chiefs, the Texans, and the Bears.
All right.
If the running back for the Texans had went down and not scored, they would be 1-1 right now.
That was Chubb.
Yeah, it was Chubb.
It was Chubb.
So, okay, we're going to get into some games of week 2. The first game we have on tap is the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers. The Commanders lost it 18-27.
We don't need to talk about this game for a long time.
Yes, we do.
We talking for a minute. This might be a whole half hour episode.
No.
We got the
Hey, could you
It ain't my turn to talk yet, so I ain't got to spit.
I just asked.
trying to
You
spin
look cute.
it. Please don't ever tell another man he look cute. Please don't do that. Please. Looking at the stats for this game, we've got for Green Bay, the Jordan Love. Sorry. You know what? That one ain't the right one. Sorry. Give me a second. But spin a hat, Marcus.
3-1 for 292 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Spin the hat, Marcus.
Yeah. Daniels, 24 for 42, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, leading rusher. 23 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown.
Debo Samuels,
7 receptions for
Austin
44
Eckler,
yards.
8 carries for 17 yards.
Corey Krosky-Merritt, 4 carries, 17 yards.
While he's looking, trading away Brian Robinson doesn't look like it was a good idea for you guys.
That was a good deal.
Not at
What
all.
was the
Trade away that wide receiver last year. Doesn't look like it was that good. He catching Super Bowl touchdowns and catching game-winning touchdowns for the Eagles.
Nope, wasn't wrong. All right, Herman, go ahead and let you start it off. Who's having this one?
He said, "The hell with them stats."
Forget them picks. Forget them stats.
I picked the Packers in this one. I know y'all love Jaden Daniels, but I don't think he should be throwing 42 times.
He shouldn't.
Washington better find a run game. Let me see. Yeah, you were down the whole game, but it wasn't out of hand in the second. I would say in the second quarter, you could have still been running the football. But you don't have a running back, especially with Eckler going out with Achilles now. So y'all better find a run game, especially if your defense is struggling. But I picked the Packers. The Packers, I can't remember. I think I picked them to go to NFC Championship this year. in our pre-show, but the Packers, man, they got Michael Parsons, and I feel like they're invincible now. Like their offense was young and was good last year, and their defense was good last year. But now it's almost like they like really buying in. Like we got this one player, and that's it. This is it, and they're playing that way. So I took the Packers. I knew they were going to win this one, hands down.
Yeah, the Packers dominated against the Commanders. The Packers were never threatened with the Commanders throwing deep. It's like, you know, they just was not throwing at them at all, basically deep. I thought the Packers offense got a chunk of yards out of the tight end, Kraft and Musgrave, and they were running the ball well. So Commanders offense seemed to not really didn't have a game plan. They kept second thinking everything. So, and like you said, like you touched on that trade, they may be second guessing that trade for trading Brian Robinson, also after Eckler injury. But I took the Packers on this one. Quick stats for Jordan Love. 19 for 31, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, 23 carries for 84 yards, 1 touchdown. Tucker Kraft, 6 receptions for 124 yards and 1 touchdown. Brian?
Didn't we read these already?
Yeah, we read the stats.
He wanted to redeem himself. So.
Thank you, Marcus. Go ahead, Brian.
Like you guys did, I also went with the Packers. And like Herman said, 42 times, for a young quarterback, it's just way too much. He got sacked 4 times, and the Commanders defense only got to Jordan Love 2 times. But the glaring stat is that, like Herman said again, they only rushed for 51 yards, and the Green Bay Packers rushed for 135 yards. Now, the Packers do need to get their penalties down. They had 10 of them for 77 yards, and the Commanders only have 5 for 30. So they need to get those down. But the last stat I'm going to give you is that they were efficient in the red zone. 3 out of 4 times they scored a touchdown. And Washington was only, 1 for 1. So I did pick the Green Bay Packers. I don't really have much else to say. I'm just stalling. So Marcus has to keep wearing that hat.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
Yeah, I picked my team. That was an emotional pick. To be honest with you, I know y'all don't give me hell.
No. I'm glad you said that because I knew that was an emotional pick too.
Yeah, I know y'all don't give me hell. I didn't even watch the game. I knew it was going to be. I didn't even watch.
Are you serious? You doing that again?
It's too much anxiety, man. I can't. I wait till after they win, then I go watch the game. I don't need to watch a losing effort.
Worst fan ever.
I don't need to watch a losing effort. It's too much stress.
Hear all the players like, we need your support. We need you there.
I'm 52. Okay, I got a bad heart. I can't take that nonsense. Okay, can't watch in real time. So yeah, I picked them and they lost. That's all that needs to be said.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
All right, let's move on.
All right, next game we have is the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. The Lions basically steamrolled them 52-21. Stats in this particular game, we got the Chicago, Caleb Williams, 19 for 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Leading rusher was DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading receiver was Roman Doing. I can't even get it out. Adunes, 7 catches for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. He helped me in my fantasy on that one. For the Detroit Lions, you had Goff, 23 for 28, 334 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
0 sacks.
0 sacks. Yep. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries for 94 yards, 1 touchdown. And leading receiver was St. Brown, 9 catches, 115, and 3 touchdowns. Brian, I'll let you go first. Who did you have in this one?
In this one, I did. Who did I pick? I picked the Lions, which was a pretty easy pick. But I was a little nervous at first. I wasn't really sure. The Lions' offense wasn't the Lions' offense the first week of the year. But I think they was trying to show off for their old offensive coordinator, putting up that 50 burger on him. They both ran well. The Lions ran for 134 yards. I'm sorry, 177 yards, while the Bears ran for 134 yards. It was just the sacks and the inconsistency in the offensive game. But even time of possession wasn't even a minute apart. And then, of course, the turnovers, the interception and the fumble will kill you. So Detroit played well, but I don't know. I'm still nervous that they're not going to play this well the rest of the season, but we shall see. But I picked this one right.
Marcus?
Yeah, of course, I picked the Lions. I'm still drinking that blue Kool-Aid this year, and they did. They came and showed out. I wasn't expecting that big of a crush, but they put up a 50 burger, first 50 burger of the season, which is what they do. They said you may have gotten our coordinators, but we still got the same people here, and so I think it was a statement game for them, especially how bad they played in week 1. So yeah, I picked the Lions, and I was right.
Yeah, I took the Lions too. I think the Lions came out with the set the tone for them. They marched down there with a 60-yard drive. I think it was noted that the commander that the coordinators were both gone, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, but they found a rhythm without those guys in there. But they look like the old Lions, so I took the Lions. They won it. Herman?
Yeah, we were in accord. I took the Lions in this one. I'm going to say this. I'm reserving judgment because it was just the Bears. Okay.
You are a hater.
Caleb Williams out there looking.
He's a fax right there.
Caleb Williams out there looking like that divorce is going to happen a lot faster than I thought. Hey, y'all need to go watch the weekly meeting that chick does too.
Oh, I got to see that.
Yeah, and she gonna mention exactly what I talked about too. But it was just the Bears. I mean, the Lions, they did steamroll them though, and winning the NFL is not easy. They ran the score up on them. They wanted to teach their old coordinator a lesson, and they did. I picked the Lions, got this one right, but again, I ain't drinking nowhere near no blue Kool-Aid on them. It was just the Bears.
All right, next game we have is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles won it 20-17. This game.
Let me just say, I hope you didn't draft any Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers on your fantasy football team. I surely hope you did.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have any on there. I don't.
Well, you need to throw the wide receivers for him. You can just push the whole time.
Saquon, you want to run? Okay, I'll run.
Right.
Stats on this one. We had the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 15 for 22, 101 yards, 0 touchdown. Leading rusher, Saquon Barkley, 22 for 88, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions for 53 yards for Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, 16 for 29, 187 yards, 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, leading rusher, 7 carries, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiver for Travis Kelce, 4 catches, 61 yards, 0 touchdown, and a crucial drop.
Crucial.
You talking about the one that turned into an interception?
So this one,
yeah.
let me go first.
Uh-oh.
I think you told you
That
to go
me
first.
and
Huh?
Mark.
Who first? Me?
Hello.
Yeah,
Herman.
Oh. Well, I have old faith in the Chiefs, and I got this one wrong. Patrick Mahomes should not be your leading rusher for the Chiefs. I don't know. Andy Reid is too smart and too good of a quarterback. I mean, a quarterback coach for what they're putting on the field right now. You would think he could figure something out, and it's almost like he's not even really trying. He's just relying on Mahomes, or maybe Mahomes is trying to play Superman ball. I don't know, but again, we know that they're down 2 wide receivers right now. Their defense is they're doing okay. You hold a team to 20 points, and you're supposed to be a team with a prolific offense. You should win those games. So I can't really get too mad at the defense. It's just the offense looks like they're drawing it up in the sand, like back in when we used to go outside and play football. You're just drawing it in the grass and then trying to run
Hey,
it.
Patrick, go do your thing, Patrick. Go make some magic happen.
It's crazy, man. Like Andy Reid's got to come up with something, but they got a game coming up this week. I think they should get them back on track a little bit. So I picked the Chiefs. I got this one wrong.
Marcus, who'd you have?
Yeah, I also picked the Chiefs. But, there's one thing you just said, Herman, that I got to dispute you on. It seems like the Chiefs haven't had a prolific offense in a couple of years. It seems like it's been
to have a prophetic one.
Yeah, they haven't had one in a couple of years. I don't know what's going on. Andy Reid, he needs to come up with something. You guys just talking about the Commanders' run game. Good Lord, the Chiefs don't have a run game.
Yeah, you're right.
And eventually, it looks good. It looks tough, but Patrick Mahomes, you got to stop going head to head with these defenders and knocking them down and all that stuff. Eventually, you're gonna hit the wrong dude. You're not gonna knock this dude down. He's gonna hit you, and you're the quarterback. You're the most important person on that team right now. Without you, ain't nothing going on. So it's not good. It's not going on. It's not good what's going on. Hopefully, this week they can pull themselves together against the Giants. Worry will be back, but we've been saying this for a while. The offense hasn't been what we used to. They need to get it back together. I'm starting to wonder if teams have figured out Andy Reid's offense because it doesn't look like it used to. But I picked the Chiefs, and I was wrong.
Yeah, I took the Eagles on this one, man. I thought the turning point in this game was that Kelsey pass that he deflected and it went off his hands in the red zone and took points off the scoreboard, because at that time the game was 13-10. Really, all they needed was the next down was 3rd and 6. They got a field goal, it'd been 13-13, and there was plenty of time left from there. Or if they just scored a touchdown. But yeah, that was a game changer for me on that one. But I took the Eagles, and they won it. Brian?
Yeah, Mark, you were smart like me and took the Eagles. Actually, the game was super close. All the statistics are fairly close. Like you said, Mark, that really big turning point was that interception that happened on that particular play. And, of course, the tush-push drama. But the Eagles aren't as good as everybody claims they are, and the Chiefs aren't as bad as people think that they are. So just calm down. It's a long season, but I did get this one right and pick the Eagles.
All right. Next game we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's the first time I had to dust this hat off. I ain't worn it in a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
The Falcons won this thing 22-6. The stats on this particular game: Michael Penix, 13 for 21, 135 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 143 yards, no touchdowns. Leading receiver, Drake London, 3 receptions for 49 yards. For Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy, 11 for 21, 158 yards, 0 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jordan Mason, 9 carries, 30 yards. Leading receiver, Justin Jefferson, 3 catches, 81 yards, 0 touchdown. Brian, I'll let you start it off. Who did you have in this game?
Well, obviously I had the winning team, which was the Falcons. This game, for real, I can't really give Mark a whole lot of grief about it because it was just out of a toss-up. The only reason I picked the Falcons is because they was at home. J.J. McCarthy is terrible. They should have never let go.
Oh, are we saying that already?
Right, that's kind of early.
That's kind of early, bro.
I don't care. He wasn't that great in the first game. He was good for a quarter. This game, he was terrible, and now he's hurt again. So he's a bust. I'm telling you it right now.
It's too soon to say that, bro.
He's a bust.
Peyton Manning was terrible in his first year. Peyton Manning was terrible in his first year.
But Peyton Manning wasn't a bus driver in college either, okay? So there's a difference, all right? But it ain't really much to say except Bijan Robinson is a monster. If you don't got Saquon, you want that dude on your team. So I did pick the Falcons. I picked this one right.
Herman?
Yeah, I picked the Falcons in this one, obviously. And the biggest, there was a couple difference makers, but of course, Bijan Robinson was the biggest difference maker. And then, Minnesota turned the ball over, 4 times? Can't do that in the game, not in the NFL. And 2 of those came from your quarterback. I'm not calling him a bust. I'm not going there yet. Maybe they should have kept Kirk, like you said, but yeah, he's close. But and penalties too, man. 8 penalties for 50 yards for the Vikings. I don't know why though the game felt like it was closer than what the score was, but
it wasn't.
Well, maybe it felt that way to me. Okay, but yeah, I picked Atlanta. I got it.
Just sounded like the Falcons just didn't get over.
Put them away.
Just kind of let the Vikings. Yeah.
Because in fact, the score was like going into the fourth quarter. The score was 12-6. So it was actually close. Going into the fourth quarter. So.
Marcus?
Yeah, I also picked the Falcons. I thought they looked pretty good in that game. They lost against Tampa Bay, and I think they looked even better in this game. Bijan Robinson, he definitely did his thing. Kyle Pitts even caught a couple of catches, and Drake London I think he's that dude for them. So I actually think the Falcons might be better than I thought they were going to be this year. So I picked the Falcons, and I was right.
Dude, I picked the Falcons.
The Falcons even found a pass rush. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Minnesota's line is a little weak.
Yes, yeah. You know what it's at is they're wasting Minnesota's defense.
Yeah.
They're wasting Justin Jefferson. That's
exactly. Yeah, him too.
Yeah, him too.
Him too.
But yeah, let's keep on talking so Mark can keep wearing the hat.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
Yeah,
He's still swinging good.
I just thought that the Falcons weren't going to have enough to attend with the Vikings. So I'm eating some Falcons right now, some crow. Bijan, his productivity, his production was super. That first man wasn't bringing him down. I don't care who you brought. He wasn't. The Falcons did, Brian, you touched on, did find like a pass rush. The defense had 6 sacks. The 2 rookies, Jalen Walker and James Pierce, stayed in the backfield basically the whole game. You have to give it to them. They haven't had that pass rush since they had John Abraham, and that was back about 10 years ago. The Vikings offensive line had injuries, so it showed. J.J. McCarthy, he just struggled with his accuracy. I didn't think that he didn't have the same magic as he did in the fourth quarter last game as he did in this game. So, yeah, he struggled. But one note that I wanted to make on it, one statistic they had, this is his first loss as a starter since going back to 2008. So it's his whole start when he was in Michigan. He won his starts, and even in high school he won his starts. So he had to go back 2018 since he lost a game as a starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah, this is the NFL. This is the big boys.
Take this dumb hat off.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy.
Ain't somebody winning the captain?
Next game we have is the
No.
Oh. Go ahead,
I don't
Martin.
know why my lights keep flickering. So y'all
we
might
have the
lose.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Houston Texans. This game was pretty close. This was a good one. Tampa Bay won it 20-19. Stats on this one: Baker Mayfield 25 for 38, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irvin 17 carries, 71 yards, 0 touchdowns. Mike Evans 5 receptions, 56 yards. For Houston, C.J. Stroud 13 for 24, 207 yards, 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb, 12 carries, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. And Nico Collins, 3 catches, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. I'll go first on this one. I actually took the Texans on this one. I don't know. I thought being home, I thought that the Texans would be able to win on this one. But Bakerfield, man, he put together a fourth quarter game-winning drive to beat him. He's going to be in the talk for MVP with this type of play. Him running the ball was great. They were missing some people on the offensive line also. It was a total team win for him. I was going to say. So basically, this actually snaps a 6-game losing streak for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in prime time. So way to go, Baker Mayfield. Brian, who did you pick on this one?
Yeah, I was with you, Mark, and I picked the Texans, and you hit the nail on the head. I couldn't stand Bakerfield, especially when he was in Cleveland, but the dude is actually becoming kind of endearing. I mean, did y'all see him? He made like this one run that was laying on the ground hurt. Yes. No. This was early. He was running and he hurt himself, and a defender over there, that fool, I'm not hurt no more, stood up and started jawing back at the dude like he was all good. I said, this guy, I mean, he's endearing, and y'all got to give credit to Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin ran that ball that night. I mean, you got that one touchdown from the other running back, White.
Yeah,
near the end of the game.
White.
And that fumble recovery was a big time for him too to pick up that fumble.
Yes,
that was big.
So,
hey, real quick, can you imagine if Bakerfield would have stayed in Cleveland?
I know they mad. I know they mad.
I don't think you'd be seeing this, and it's not because of Bakerfield. I just think it's an organization.
Because of organization,
it's the coaching and everything else around him. The tools they got around him too. The players they got around him too. But he sees something else. But go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Is I wanted to bring up Mark is the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who does not get the due that he deserves because his defense's play. His defense was all over Stroud in that game, and they were suffocating, and they're always good, and nobody ever says anything about it, and I do want to give him his flowers.
Yeah. All right, Marcus, who did you take in this one?
Yeah, I also picked the Texans. I keep expecting the Texans from 2 years ago to show up, and they haven't really done it yet. Like I said, I still got faith in C.S. Stroud and the coach, but you got to attribute this game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was more of a win for the Buccaneers than it was a loss for the Texans because they came into play. And if you look at Baker Field's stats the last couple of years, he can hang with anybody, any of the top quarterbacks that we bring up. He's been doing it for them. I figured when Brady left and whoever came in there was gonna be hard shoes to fill. And of course, it will always be if you follow Brady, but Baker Field has been doing what he needed to do. He was looking good. That last drive was magic. He made it happen. I got to give him his props. Tampa Bay is not to be slept on, but I picked the Texans and I picked wrong.
And Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Texans in this one too. We were all wrong on this one. Even though, like you said, the Texans looked good, and it's not that they lost. It's just that Baker Field willed Tampa Bay to a win. I said it earlier. The Texans could have won this game if the running back hadn't scored. They could have ran the clock down, more. They would have made Tampa use their timeouts. Probably could have got it where Tampa wouldn't have much time to have the ball. But Baker Field, the thing about Baker Field is he plays with a chip on his shoulder. That's what it is. The dude is just he's all out. But the thing about that is, and as his coach, it's like it's a thin line, right? You want to rein him back in some because if he goes down, that's it. Your backup's not going to get you there. But at the same time, you don't want to limit how he plays. So it's like, because like you said, Brian, he fell. I mean, he was running that one run and he was hurt, but he jumped back up and started jawing, but he was hurt. It's like, and then he took another.
He had like four season-ending knee injuries in that game.
Right. It was probably the one where he was running and he got hit and he flipped. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you got to chill out a little bit. It's just like you want to see him play with that passion and everything, but at the same time, he got to reel it back in some because you need him to be there for your quarterback throughout the year. But if he keeps playing the way he's playing, again, cut his passes down a little bit. 38's a little high for him, in my opinion. They have the running game to do it. Like you said, you can't sleep on Tampa. Tampa is going to be a team to reckon with. I think between Atlanta and Tampa in the South is going to be pretty interesting.
And another note, you know who his backup is?
No.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy's back.
Right. Teddy is his backup, isn't he?
Yes.
Right.
Because he got
fired from that coaching job at the high school.
Well, he wasn't even fired because wasn't he like a volunteer or something? They said actually.
I don't know, but he got in trouble.
He got in trouble for spending his own money to try to help the team.
Yeah, which is wild.
Go figure. Right.
All right, so we can get this last game out the way. The LA Chargers taking on the Raiders. This wasn't much of a ball game, really. 20-9. This one, the Chargers. Justin Herbert, 19 for 27, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. Herbert was the leading rusher, 9 carries, 31 yards. Receiver Quinton Johnston, 3 catches, 71 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Raiders, Geno Smith, 24 for 43, 180 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Too many passes.
Ashton Genty, 11 carries for 43 yards. And Jacoby Myers, 6 catches for 68 yards. On this one, I did take the Chargers on this one. Chargers won against the Raiders. They're the only team that's 2-0 in their division right now. Chargers got off, with the first pass play was an interception. They got that. And Derwin James was all over the field making plays for them on defense. But the Raiders struggled. Man, they couldn't find a flow. But the Chargers won this one. I took the Chargers. Herman, who'd you have in this one?
Yeah, I had the Chargers in this one. The Raiders are the Raiders. They're about to ruin a running back in Genty. I don't know what they got going on. And then Geno, 43 times? Nah, that's not going to work. Like ever. And he had 3 interceptions. He's looking He's looking bad. Geno looked good last year. I thought maybe Geno was gonna, take a step forward. You know what I mean? And maybe you see a little bit
Geno
improvement
looked
with
good in
him.
the first game.
Well, he did, yeah. But does that mean the Chargers are that good? Maybe.
Yeah, no.
But
No.
the Raiders
Geno started looking like the old Geno from the Jets.
Yeah, he did. But
Yeah,
I picked the Chargers in this one.
Marcus.
Yeah, I picked the Chargers. I may have been wrong on the Chargers this year. I picked them. I don't think I picked them to make the playoffs, and I think Herman might have been right. Harbaugh done turned things around. I had to watch out for them in the AFC West. These last two games, Herbert is looking like the Herbert we expected. It's just wild. Well, I guess it's not wild. It makes sense. We see it all the time. What a new coach, the right coach can come in there and do and turn a team around. So we shouldn't be surprised that Harbaugh has done it. I picked the Chargers and I was right.
And finish this off, Brian. Who'd you have?
Yeah, I'm not wearing the hats. Obviously, I was with you guys as well with the Chargers. And I don't know if y'all remember this. When Geno Smith got with the Seahawks, they said that they tried to write him off, but he didn't write back. But nonetheless, like Herman said, I heard stuff they were saying that Genty is having trouble with the pass blocking, pass protection. I'm sorry, but you got to give him some type of running lanes. I mean, for him to only get 43 yards, and like Herman said, you should never be throwing that much. You should be a running team. Where's your tight end? Why is he not getting in this game? I mean, you got one of the best tight ends in the game. I mean, what's going on?
He's a little banged up though.
He was a little banged up, but he played.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get it going.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, the Raiders are going to have to do something because you can't draft Genty and he only get 43 yards. You need to pound that dude. I don't care what you got to do.
All right.
How'd y'all fellas do? How'd y'all do?
3-3.
4-2.
5-1. 5-1.
3-3.
I'm back.
His birthday love.
Stuff last week.
Yeah,
Saw stuff last week. I'm back.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens this week. Let's see if you're back.
All right, so we will get into next
week.
week.
The one I picked wrong. The Texans, like Herman said, the Texans should have won that one too. So I should have been 6.
They should have won that one.
All right, so we'll get into week number 3 games. The first one on tap, we have the 0-2 Miami Dolphins taking on the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. Bills 12.5 points. Herman, I'll let you start it off. Who you taking in this one?
There's nothing to really think about with this one. Give me the Bills. Dolphins are going 0-3. They're done. Mike McDaniels, he's done after this year. 2 experiments probably over. They're done.
What's his name going back to the Chiefs?
Yeah, he'll Waddle. Hopefully Waddle can go somewhere where he can get somewhere good where he can.
We'll take him.
Commanders we'll take him too. We'll take him too.
Well, Pittsburgh, y'all not gonna have a quarterback next year.
So I agree with you, Herman, on this one. I'm taking the Bills too. There's no way. I think McDaniels, he looked flashy on the sideline. He ain't gonna be that sideline too much longer.
Nope.
Brian?
The predictor has the Bills at 75%. I don't think it's any question either. Give me Buffalo.
But the Bills got them giving up 12.5. Oh, they expect to blow up.
Yeah.
And Marcus?
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Bills. I feel like McDaniels, he might be the first casualty of the season because the Dolphins are showing up about to go 0-3. So I'm taking the Bills.
Right, next game we have the 1-1 Denver Broncos taking on the 2-0 LA Chargers. Chargers, 2.5 points. This one's a tough one. Brian, go ahead. Give us who you got in this one, Brian.
So the predictor has the Chargers at 57%. I think this is where the Chargers come, where the rubber meets the road, and the Broncos lost bad last to the Colts. So give me the Broncos.
I know I'm struggling with this one. I think the Broncos defense will be enough to keep Herbert slowed down some. I'm taking the Broncos in this one too. Marcus?
We did the show a couple weeks ago. Herman has convinced me on the Chargers. I'm drinking the pot of blue Kool-Aid. I am picking the Chargers.
And Herman.
You better jump on board.
You're going to be a diabetic.
I can't believe the disrespect coming from these two down there. Okay. This isn't even going to be close. How about that? This ain't even going to be close. This will not be close. Something like 35-10. Give me the Chargers, baby.
Okay.
Next
you
game,
know that the Broncos should be 2-0 also.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I feel like when we have a 2-2 split, there should be hats and dunce caps involved too.
No. I think here's what I do think real quick. I think if somebody is right, I think that they should wear the good hat. Everybody else has to wear the dunce hat. And then vice versa. If you're wearing the dunce hat, everybody else gets to wear the smart hat.
No, because it doesn't make you smart because somebody else was dumb.
It does. It does.
It just makes you smarter than them.
I don't like it either.
Right.
It just makes you smarter than them. It doesn't make you smart.
The dunce hat is a dunce hat for a reason. You were the only one that picked against what everybody else went with. All right, moving on to the next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The 2-0 Bengals without Joe Burrows taking on the 1-1 Minnesota Vikings.
Without
Vikings,
JJ McCarthy.
2.5 points.
Without JJ McCarthy.
Mark, I want to go last because I want to go last. Make sure I go last.
Okay, you go last. I'm taking the Bengals in this one. So for some reason, I like Jake Browning. I like how he plays, man. He plays with a lot of energy, and it doesn't seem like they miss a beat on offense with him. So I'm taking the Bengals on this one. Herman?
I'm with you. I'm going with the Bengals with that leaking offensive line for the Vikings, and it's Wentz, right?
Yeah, it is Wentz.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Bengals.
I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where he's starting. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. I'm definitely taking the Bengals.
This could be ugly.
Brian?
Well, the predictors against both of you guys, they have the Vikings at 56%.
What?
I like the Vikings as well, but I'm doing it more for the running game and the defense that the Vikings have. And y'all ball know the Bengals have no defense. So give me the Vikings, but if I wear the dust hat, I deserve it.
And Marcus.
See, I kind of cheated. There was a reason why I asked to be last because I couldn't decide who to pick. And then I remembered that the Bengals and the Vikings starting quarterback was out. I just didn't want to be the one wearing the dust cap, so I'm going to Vikings, my original. If Brian would have said the Bengals, I was going Bengals.
Hey, ain't no more cheating like that, Marcus. Ain't no more cheating like that, man. This is the pick of the draw.
It's like he had to figure out where everybody else was going first.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted.
You know what? Hey, Marcus, when Herman said Carson Wentz, I said, damn. I should change my pick.
But the Vikings were my original pick, so I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
What's the name? He the quarterback whisperer, right? He better whisper in Carson's ear like a mother.
Oh, good luck.
Next game, we got the LA Rams, the 2-0 LA Rams taking on the 2-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 3.5 points. Marcus, you start this one off. Who you got in this one?
I am taking the Rams. The Eagles have won the last two games, but the offense has looked mighty shaky. And we know we got Stafford and I ain't gonna mess with that dude's name. But you know the wide receiver they got.
Puka Nacua.
And the other dude. And the other one they signed. And
what's
he was with the Jets last.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers' boy.
Yeah, that guy. So I and the Eagles they gonna keep winning games like that without passing, doing very little. The Rams they're gonna pull this one out. So I'm picking the Rams.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, Marcus. I think the think the Eagles. I think they give it a close game, but I think the Rams' offense will be a little bit more for them to deal with as far as with the running game. So yeah, I'm taking the Rams on this one too. Brian.
Yeah, these two teams are like two of the best in the NFC right now, and both have good defenses, both have good quarterbacks, both have good running games. The predictor has the Eagles at 58%. I'm going with the Eagles mainly because they're at home, and there's no question on when what's his name's back might just go out and he's done for the season. So not hoping that Stafford, not hoping that, but it's more of a probability than Hurts going down. So give me the Eagles.
And Herman.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I think that the Eagles secondary is going to have problems with the Rams receivers because they have problems with the Cowboys receivers. Eagles
and
have
Kansas City for a little bit.
Yeah, for a little bit. Eagles defense is everybody's saying how good their defense is, but it's
The
really
line.
just their
Just
line.
the line.
Yeah. After that, I think they're hurt at linebacker. They got a couple linebackers down, and their secondary is trash. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, their secondary is trash. So you got the Rams coming in with prolific wide receivers. They're gonna have problems. So I'm taking the Rams.
And did I do everybody?
Mhm.
Yeah, you got to.
Okay. Next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs, the 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 0-2 Giants. The Chiefs 6.5. I think we can all say this together, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Giants.
Yeah, right.
Nah,
I know you
Chiefs.
are.
And Russ, we do not trust.
Hey, everybody's sleeping. That Cowboy Giants game, that's probably the best game of the week. To be honest.
It was a good
I-
game.
That was a
No,
good
it
ass game.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
You know that game was
It
good.
was
That game
terrible
was totally
defense. What that was.
Yeah.
That game was
it was a
terrible
good game.
defense.
It was a good
But
game.
you know what though? You got to give Shoddy some credit. We rolled our kicker out for a 64-yard field goal like it was a 30-yard.
Like no hesitation at all.
No hesitation. Like get him.
Like
get him
that's
a
all we
couple
need. We don't need no more yards. We don't need no more yards.
It's
Go ahead
like,
and get that
dude,
ball.
I ain't even gonna line you up where you wanted the hash.
yeah,
Kick it.
just go kick it.
All right, last game we have is the 1-1 Detroit Lions taking on the 1-1 Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens 5.5 points. Marcus, who you have in this one?
So, I got to pick which Kool-Aid I'm going to drink, purple or blue. I got to go with my purple Kool-Aid this time. I'm going with the Ravens. The Lions, they can get back on track the following week, but it's going to be Ravens this week.
Herman?
I'm going with the Ravens because y'all know I don't believe in the Lions at this point, and blue Kool-Aid's never really good anyway. So
You are a hater.
I'll take purple.
Brian?
The predictor has the Ravens by 57%. I'm with you guys too. I think Baltimore gets the dub.
Yeah, I don't think the Lions can do that 2 weeks as far as dominating, coming that offensive performance. Definitely not against the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens in this one too.
But if I remember right, the last time they played, though, it was a very high-scoring game on both sides. Ravens won, but
Yeah.
it's a very high-scoring game on both sides.
And it can be again today. I mean, the Lions do have the ability of scoring a lot of points, and Baltimore's defense hasn't been the best this season, so it's definitely
It's not
possible.
bad.
All right.
Derrick Henry better not fumble.
Yeah, for real.
You know.
Yeah, he did it one time. I want to judge the man.
Hey, that one time cost.
It did.
You see, he barely carried the ball last week too, man. Like, good grief.
Yeah.
So that concludes our broadcast for the day. We're going to end it with our final thoughts. I'll start it off with it. Even in Little League, high school, when the ball is kicked off, you go get the damn ball.
What are we talking about here?
I didn't know where he was. Y'all
knew where
smarter
he
than
was
me. I did
going.
not know where he was going with this.
Herman,
So my final thought is this: I need the NFL to make up their minds. Okay, we changed the entire kickoff format for safety, right? And then we're not getting enough kickoff returns. So let's change it again so we can promote kickoff returns now. And now we got the big hits coming again. So I'm gonna need the NFL to make up their mind. Do you want safety or do you want kick returns?
Brian,
I ain't really got nothing. Sorry.
What you doing? What you gonna do for your birthday this weekend, bro?
I
Tell us
did it
that.
last
That'd be fun.
weekend. I did it last weekend.
you gonna do it again this week?
Hence why you didn't see me Saturday.
What? You didn't go to the cookout?
He wasn't there.
Speaking of Marcus, take us out of here, please.
So my final thought is so the past Friday I went to see nephew Darren Triplett coach his football team as wide receivers coach. It was a heck of a game. Got excited at the got really excited at the last minute. Though it was good. It was good to go out there and see him do his thing. Funny thing was sitting on the visitor side of the bleachers, couldn't figure out why couldn't see the game because like the players were all in front of us. It took me a while until I looked across the other side and seen the home team's bleachers. We weren't elevated. We were on ground level. I was like, I was like, oh, that's why I can't see nothing.
You was on the wrong side.
No, I was on the right side.
No,
but they don't,
no,
they
he's saying there's no stadium seating on that side. It's
Yeah,
all black.
The bleachers
the
are on the
visitors-
ground level.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to figure out. I've never been to a game and couldn't see nothing. So like, I'm standing up trying to see every play. It was just weird, but it was a heck of a game. Went out there in the middle of a country, Virginia, but it was good to see. It was good to see him coaching. It was a first time going to a high school football game in a very, very long time, but it was good. So before we get out of here, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. I want to encourage everyone to catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, Delay a Game. Catch us on X at Delay a Game 3, Instagram at The Delay a Game, and on TikTok at Delay of Game 91. Also, don't forget to check us out on Aboriginal Sports Network. We broadcast there at the same time broadcast here. So go on over there and check those guys out. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.